What's good, YT family? It's your brother ELI coming with another KVA video. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Much appreciate the love. Much appreciate the support. Today is going to be another boxing video, man. I'm definitely gonna it's like, I have so many things that I want to talk about and bring light to that, like, I would love to bring to KVA. So it's like, instead of just making 4 or 5 channels, why just bring it all to one channel, man? Bring it all, show it all love to the original fam. So yeah, man, this is definitely, as y'all already know, I'm a big boxing fan, and Shakur happens to be one of the fighters that I do like. I think is great, and honestly, I feel like he's boxing wise. I'm not talking about power. I'm not talking about, anything other than just the skill set of boxing. I think Shakur is better than almost anybody in the world right now. When it comes to just complete ring IQ, I think Shakur, I think he's second to none. Now, I do think that, Tank is, the best out of all of them. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a little bit older too. So he's a little bit older, but I think, as far as, and Tank could definitely crack you. You know what I'm saying? He can crack. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta give Tank that #1 spot. And he's just, to me, he's just been the most exciting out of him and Devin. It's just not comparable. But as far as just boxing skill, Shakur has it. Just no doubt about that. Anybody who watches boxing, if they're not biased, they can admit that. But the one thing that's stopping Shakur is himself. Honestly, himself. Like, I come from, I'm 30 years old. So I've been watching boxing, I want to say, like, since the beginning of, like, I want to say, like, the first, like, boxers that I remember watching into the sport was probably, like, guys like Roy Jones, Zab Judah, obviously Mayweather, who else? The Klitschko brothers. So it's like, I got a little decent knowledge when it comes to boxing. I'm just not out here just talking, running my mouth. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching boxing for a while. And when it comes down to it, right, those guys, right, they fought a lot. Now, Mayweather, with the exception of Mayweather, Mayweather kind of slowed down, you know what I'm saying? As I got older, Mayweather kind of slowed down as well. He wasn't taking as many fights, you know what I'm saying, as he was before. But even then, right, like the pay-per-view fights that y'all know and that y'all remember, and you know what I'm saying, what was his name? Ricky Hatton's, the Oscar De La Hoyas, even the Canelos, when Canelo was young. I think that happened around like 2012, 2013. Like, Mayweather already had 30 to 40, fights under his belt, right? These guys today have less than 30 fights and they already begging for big bags. It's like, bro, you got to get out there and fight. Shakur, I think Shakur only has, 22 fights total professionally? And he's on here, like, I don't want to say complaining, but he's on here, talking as if he deserves title shots, or he deserves, millions and millions of dollars. It's like, come on, G, you got to get out there first. You got to get the fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way that, like, he should skip people. Shakur should be skipping the Devin or skipping the Tank and not having to fight Rolly, or not having to fight Pitbull, or not having to fight Leah Cruz, or not having to fight, you know what I'm saying, Frank Martin. Like, these people that he should be fighting, like, to me, like, and he's skilled enough to beat all of those guys, no doubt about that. He's skilled enough to beat all these guys. Why don't you just get in the ring with them, dust them off, beat them the fuck up, And then you can definitely advocate more for you to get those fights instead of you complaining on Twitter and crying on Twitter, which isn't helping you, right? It's not helping you. Every time Shakur gets on Twitter, it's like, it's just nothing but, yeah, now it might help the YouTube algorithm. It helps the content creators because the content creators now have something to speak about. But obviously, at the end of the day, you're just not going to get a fight happening. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to get a fight because you're not a big enough draw. People don't know you like that. Boxing has fell off as a whole, and it's not his fault, but it's just boxing has fell off as a whole to where, like, if you're not a name like Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis and Canelo and you know what I'm saying, obviously, you know what I'm saying, Ryan, you know what I'm saying, he's lost before, you know what I'm saying, and Canelo's lost before. But at the end of the day, these guys definitely do have platforms. Tank has a platform. He's built that, you know what I'm saying, by knocking motherfuckers out. Devin Haney and yourself, Shakur, you guys aren't knockout artists. You guys are pure boxers. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're just not bringing, I don't know how to say it, to the boxing fan, right? To the pure boxing fan, we know you, right? And we respect you and we acknowledge you as one of the top guys. But to the casuals, the majority of people who casually watch, you're not as entertaining enough for them to invest as far as buying a pay-per-view. That's just the truth. That is just the truth. You're not entertaining enough for people to want to watch, you know what I'm saying, every fight of yours or even support a fight of yours having to pay for it. That's just how it is. UFC, however, you don't have to wait until you see a champion or you don't have to wait until the big names fight to see somebody get knocked out. Almost every fight ends up in a knockout somehow, some way. UFC is just like that. It's just more barbaric, so it's just going to get more attention. But when it comes to you, Shakur, when it comes to Devin or any one of those guys, y'all have to get out there and fight. Y'all have to get out there and fight. I mean, Devin might be a little bit different because he's kind of already put his, you know what I'm saying, the legwork in, fighting people like Regis, fighting people like Lomachenko and winning, obviously, depending on, you know, regardless if you feel like he won or not, it's, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't matter. It's, you know, it's history anyway. But Shakur doesn't have any of those guys on his resume. He doesn't have any of those guys on his resume, and even the times where he does fight, just like the fight you see here, where I think his name was De Los Santos, it just wasn't a good fight. You won the fight, right? You boxed your way to the win, but at the same time, it wasn't entertaining for people who want to see you again. And people definitely don't want to see you again if you talking shit on Twitter and you making it sound as if like you deserve these big bags and you deserve this pay-per-view money and all this stuff like that. Like, it's like, bro, you only got 22 fights, 21 or whatever it may be, bro. You have a lot more legwork to put in. And I like Shakur. I like his style. I like how he fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of his. But he has to tighten up. He got to put that Twitter shit down. You know what I'm saying? Humble yourself. There's no way why people like Gervonta Tank Davis is fighting Frank Martin and Shakur. You know what I'm saying? He was on the plate at one time. So how was Gervonta Tank Davis? How was he able to make that fight happen, and you weren't able to make that fight happen? And you're less of a draw than Gervonta Tank Davis by a mile. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. That Tank is a bigger draw than Shakur Stevenson right now. This is not a debate. How was they able to make that fight happen and you weren't able to make that fight happen? And it was in talks. Like, it was in talks. And I don't care if it was like, well, they're in different promoting companies and I don't care about none of that. That shit, the fight was damn near secured. Like, it was damn near, like, it was in the bag. It was in the bag. It was in the bag. Shakur and Frank Martin should have been fought a long time ago. I don't know how the bag got fumbled. And now, you know what I'm saying, and y'all seeing he's starting to talk to Ryan about fighting Ryan next. It's like, bro, what, like, It's like, man, man, bro. It's like the only thing that's stopping him is him, man. You don't need to even be going about it this way, G. You do not need to be going about it this way. You just don't. Like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have to fight. You're gonna have to fight Tank and Devin sooner or later, but just not right now. Just not right now, man. So, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Much appreciate the love. Much appreciate the support. Holla at me later.